Well, Bennett Kessler filed this report. Questions still remain in the minds of some about U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's plan for critical habitat designations to protect some frogs and toads in the High Sierra. Will the plan eliminate trout planting in high country lakes like South Lake and Rock Creek Lake? How would the loss of amphibians impact other creatures? Well, Sierra Wave Media asked Wildlife Public Information Officer Robert Moeller. Now, he said he could not tell at this point about trout planting. Moeller said, quote, "Each activity is thoroughly evaluated on a case-by-case basis at the time the federal agency involved consults with the Fish and Wildlife Service," end quote. So, in short, the Forest Service would make decisions about activities like trout plants under critical habitat designation, but also consult with Fish and Wildlife. Now, Cheryl Chipman, acting public information officer for the Inyo Forest, said discussions on the critical habitat proposal have not started yet. She said the two agencies do work together. Now, Mr. Moeller confirmed that and said that the Wildlife Service, quote, is already working closely with the U.S. Forest Service regarding the conservation of these frogs, end quote. He also said that the Forest Service is, quote, ultimately responsible for land management decisions within their jurisdiction. Now, public comment on habitat plans is open through November 18th. You can see more on this story and get a link to that website by visiting our website, sierrawave.net. Well, Bishop Police Department Sergeant Dan Nolan has completed an FBI Academy. Sergeant Nolan will graduate the 254th session of the FBI National Academy this Friday. Sergeant Nolan is a 1991 graduate of Bishop Union High School and afterwards served in the U.S. Army. Now, during his law enforcement career, Sergeant Nolan has served with the Eureka County Sheriff's Office, Mono County Sheriff's Office, and he has been a member of the Bishop Police Department since 2000. Sergeant Nolan is married and has 2 children and is also a coach for the Bishop Bronco Junior Varsity football team. Now, the FBI National Academy was created in 1935 in order to help standardize law enforcement practices throughout the nation. And since that time, the National Academy has come to be recognized as one of the most prestigious and challenging training courses a law enforcement officer can undertake. Upon his return, Sergeant Nolan will resume his duties as a uniformed patrol sergeant with the Bishop Police Department. Nicely done there, Dan. And you can see more on this story on our website again, sierrawave.net. Well, let's go to another heat from the Bishop Volunteer Fire Department's Destruction Derby. The Minis go at it. The Bishop Volunteer Fire Department Destruction Derby, Tri-County Fair, always a fun night, and we will have more smash 'em up action on future broadcasts. We'll be back with weather and sports.